Hello, fellow Amazonians. This is David from One Polo with another seller forum discussion. Today, I was just going through the Amazon seller forums and I saw a seller who is new to the Amazon journey. And she posted a few questions that I thought would be interesting for us to look at and discuss a little bit about how we can answer this and perhaps help this person. So I'm going to read this post real quick. Hello, I'm completely new to Amazon Seller and this journey to starting my own Amazon business. I can feel every bit of anxiety kicking in during this process of trying to find the perfect supplier as well as figure out how to operate the seller's account itself and the processes in operating it. My questions to everybody is, how do I get approval for a new item not listed on Amazon before making a huge bulk order? I don't want to order the items and then not know if they will get approved to be sold on Amazon. Do you recommend to use FBA feature immediately when ordering items from a supplier or start with fulfilling orders yourself? I ask because starting off, I'm not sure how many sales I would make. I don't know if it's worth the storage fees from Amazon to start off. And if I do use FBA, how to determine where my supplier ships my items to. I really appreciate the help and looking forward to get started. I'm overwhelmed with all this, but I have to get this done. Okay, so I'm going to tackle these one questions at a time. How do I get approval for a new item not listed on Amazon before making a bulk order? And that comes down to really the brand. Is it a new brand? Is it a generic brand? Or is it an existing brand with a trademark? And depending on the answer of that, then you have to do the corresponding things. So if it's a generic brand, then you really don't have to worry much, except that if the item is a prohibited item or not. And you can look on the Amazon help section of what a prohibited item is. And if it's a generic item, you can even try to list the item yourself first. That way you know that for sure it's already live on Amazon and you can just ship in the inventory whenever you're ready. Now, if it's your own brand, then it's similar to generic, except you have to have a trademark and you have to register your brand to the Amazon brand registry. And process the same after that. You check if it's a prohibited item, and once you have brand registry, you can actually start listing your item as well on Amazon Seller Central. All right, if it's an existing brand or someone else's brand that have a trademark, then it's a little trickier. You'll need to get approval from them to sell their product on Amazon. And the best way you could do is you go to their Amazon.com, find their product in the same brand, and you can try listing the ASIN, and it'll give you the steps in how to get approved to sell that brand. And once you get through that process, then you would be able to list their own products. But this is quite a difficult step because a lot of times these wholesalers don't qualify as the brand owner. So you most likely will have a hard time ungating these brands. And I suggest contacting or have some kind of relationship with the brand directly and ask them to add you to their brand registry. And that's probably the quickest and fastest way in doing it, getting added to their brand registry. Otherwise, you have to maybe start with a small purchase so you can get the invoice to show Amazon, get some pictures of the products in case they need it, and that way you can ungate the brand and start listing their products. Okay, so that answers question one. Number two, do you recommend using FBA or you fulfill your own orders? So I think that question comes down to how fast you want to grow and how much risk you want to take. And I would say that because for fulfilled by merchant orders, you have much less risk because you can bear the cost of storage, you can handle your own fulfillment to save cost, and that way you may start off a little small, but the risk is very low. And you don't have to deal with the logistics costs of shipping to FBA as well. I guess that's more cost savings. But with that said, not having the Prime badge does affect your ranking, and you may not get as many orders or not even come close to the same orders as going to FBA if your product is a winner. And that goes on the flip side of that, of storing at FBA, is that you're much more competitive. You have the Prime badge, Amazon ranks you more favorably compared to FBM, and that will allow you to scale much faster, and that gives you the real chance of growing into a suitable e-commerce revenue company, so to speak. And that's obviously FBA has more risk because you have to ship things to FBA. It's more planning, but it depends what you're looking for, how fast you want to scale, how much risk you have, and how serious you want to take this. Okay, number 3, if I do use FBA, where do I ship my items to? Well, it'll go to FBA warehouse, and you won't know until you start your first shipment plan once you have your products listed. So you wouldn't really know until that happens. Well, I think that answers all your questions, and I hope you luck on this journey. And I hope that also helps other new sellers that are looking to get into the Amazon game. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. Please do subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you did. And it takes very little effort from you. It makes a massive impact on how YouTube ranks my content. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.